Alright, welcome back. It's still the end of turn 25. We're just going to go ahead and hit the host button. Let the chips fall where we may. Extra minion in some place, and another solid showing for him. Now, unfortunately, here he has two options. He can walk away. Yeah, we'll do that. He can, because the goal is this throne. We want the throne of the stars. We need all. One side would need to acquire all three thrones to win. So there's nothing for it. I don't want to go into the leper fen. I don't like. Again, disease is a very, 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 very bad thing to be avoided at all costs. But sometimes there's just no avoiding it. Okay, let's get this. God damn it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. None of them being double clicked. Back up there. Crossbows. Hold an attack closest, because we really just want you in a line formation. You are the line. Don't falter. There's a reason I'm doing it this way. Mostly just because with the sheer number of troops that are still in the capital, I am going to need a few more of these, and then I can just have them all move at the same time with the same formation. It'll work out. Where's that confidence coming from? Who knows? Not me. But yeah, we're almost to level 6 evocation, which is where I want to be there. Now, since he did everything here, I can start churning those guys out. I don't want to do them because, again, inept researcher, so they'd only give me 3 on average, plus maximum drain, which minus 3 research points. Not so they literally can't research for me. That said, they are nature, so if I need nature, I can use them, but I would honestly rather just use the woodhenge druids for that. So yeah, actually, Gunderic, no, not Gunderic, you're one of the people that actually has an item. Conrad, you're going to go over there. Sandbone for Saw Great Disaster. Battle in Almond. Troglodytes 1 again. Because they just do not rout. That said, his army is a little too frayed to be going on with. We're going to send you home. And apparently you can just do it that way. That is awesome. More power to you. They're damaging the walls there, but they don't actually attack. I'm good for supplies, so I'm not really worried. They can afford to wait. You're going to build a lab now. In 3 turns, there will be a castle here, so we can start recruiting more troops at the front lines. I am going to summon more shard whites. I am going to get some more of the shard guard. We're going to play around with this. Now, what are the stats? They're here, gargoyles. So they have 2 claw attacks. They are flying. They are slash and pierce resistant, like all stone things. They never heal like all constructs. Their health points are not as meaty as like the Agarthan statues. Or even the Living Mercury. So that's a point against them. Right there. So yeah, that's a thing. Don't really have anything else going on. He is going to head back there and pick up some more troglodytes. So I'm going to start recruiting troglodytes there. Yeah, there's nothing I can really do over there right now. I don't have... Oh, I do have... I am starting to get construction, but I need at least construction 4 for Boots of the Earth. So there's nothing they can do inside there to help their situation right now. Could do that, which isn't bad. Is a lot of good items, which I would be tempted to make. Unfortunately, some of the ones I would make don't really. Maybe a true shot longbow, but bubble shield for air and water. It's water shield and gift of water breathing. Okay, that could have been useful, but mirror armor, magic resistance, but not really anything else good there. Yeah. We'll just go ahead and have you just awaken Shard Whites for now. Ah, Gem Hand. You're alive. Just stick that in this group. Okay, mindless, non-mindless can't be in the same. The reason you see me setting things up that way, actually, these guys are mindless, but I don't want to put them in the same group as these guys. There are reasons for that, but you know, I might just do it anyway. Well, everybody here's got poison resistance. Pretty solid poison resistance, in fact. So they won't suffer from the Living Mercury. Just do that and set them to attack rear. The first squad will just charge. You know what? Let's set them to hold and attack closest. The second group is going to be a shock behind. Basically is an extra thing of weight behind them. So you are first going to go ahead and pop Divine Blessing when combat starts. So that way every single sacred thing is blessed. After that, you're going to go ahead and summon Earth Power to get you another Earth level up. After that, yeah, let's go ahead and cast Legions of Steel. Yeah, it's just his, so we don't really care there. Go ahead and cast Strength of Giants. Earth Magic is a very good buff spell path. So we're just going to keep going with that. Another Legions of Steel, and we'll just leave you on cast spells. So yeah, he's already a level 3 Earth Mage, so he could already cast everything in here. But that Summon Earth Power means he's going to take less he's going to take less fatigue for doing so. Now we want him close to, but not in any of the groups. Reason being because archers will target squads, and if he's in the squad, he's going to get hit by stray arrows, basically. Even that's close. I'd like to forge some armor for him. Actually, let's just go ahead and do that instead of Awakening Shard Whites. I already don't have the squads to do what I want anyway. Air shields, repel incoming missiles. Could go ahead and just forge that for him for now, because it doesn't cause encumbrance. Or give him that, but yeah. No encumbrance, so it's not going to affect his casting. A little bit of armor, and most importantly, air shield to help him not get hit by ranged arrows and whatnot in the back, which is what's going to happen. So we'll see how well this planned tactic pans out. Unfortunately, with all these troops building stuff and setting up for the conflict with Ulm, there's not really any expansion going on over here. It's unfortunate, but that's just how it be. Now, Ulm is continuing its expansion. That one, yeah, is given. Chiron, province income hit. Green, gold and luck. I'll take that. And this has been upgraded to a fortress, so we're going to go ahead and upgrade it even further to a castle. At this point, I should actually... Okay, you only take 1 point as well. So we'll get a couple of you at the same time we get that commander. The reason being is... Just get another crap ton of crossbows. I'm pretty sure he can only build up to castles. But Master Masons can build 1 level higher. So basically, he can make this castle 1 level better, and that castle 1 level better. We're immediately going to try our luck there. We want out of here. We do not want to stay here for any reason because of that disease. Because once units get diseased, never heals, loses about 1/10 of his HP. Yeah, so we want out of here before too many of our units get hit with that. Now, go ahead and churn out more crossbows. You'll notice a trend with how I do things. The phrase more crossbows is going to come up a lot. Again, especially since I know I'm fighting Agartha. I know I'm fighting another faction, and who A, happens to be myself, so won't punish any of the stupid things I do, like, you know, trying to make a push here while my armies are running around setting up. The reason I'm not too worried about it per se is because in an AI game, the AI will actually formally declare war on you. And so if you bump into them, you don't need to worry about them for a bit until they declare war on you. Then you need to be very worried yesterday. But for now, it's not an issue. It will be. It isn't yet. So, we're going to leave this as is right now. Actually, what I might want to do with him, since I'm already doing that, is just go ahead and slide the line up a bit. There's going to be overlap. That is the point, but we'll burn that bridge when we get to it. And that's going to do it for Ulm's turn. Now, Ulm does have this spy in the back. It's free from any military units, has not organized any defense. So this place literally has 0 defenders, 0 defense score, which means I keep forgetting to do that as a Gartha. So there is literally 0% chance that my spy will get caught. So that's why Neefel was immediately put under siege. So yeah, we'll go to Agartha. It's crippled. Battle in Zemiria. They ran into this army while the Barbarian Horde. They were on their way to relieve the siege. And that place does have defense. So we should actually take a minute to fix the whole no defenses thing. So that way, especially since we are Misfortune 3, and, you know, don't have a lot of fortune tellers out on the border yet. So yeah, he's gonna make his way over. He's going to acquire that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yep, that checks out. Okay, cool. We can actually make that an underwater castle. Since I'm Agartha, we can also just send these guys back and go ahead and build a lab and a temple. And go from there. Alright, so we have forged that. We're going to go ahead and give that to him. Air shield, 80. That prevents most missiles from hitting. So that means that I believe that's a % chance. So this guy now just has a flat out 80% chance to not get hurt by missiles. Which is important, because that's what's most likely to hit him. Plain and simple. We're going to go ahead and do that. Yep. That'll do. With that, he has enough troops to be going on with. We're going to go ahead and march him out of here. How the heck do you just, like, warp over? You don't have sailing. Whatever. It's probably closer to, like, what they had him do, where now all of a sudden he has to go here, and he has to go here, and he has to go. I guess it's just here's the goal, here's what he's doing this turn. Which, neat. So, yeah. You know what? We're going to go ahead and do that, because Banes are pretty nice, if they're what I think they are. So he's going to go get his hands on some. Sandbone. Sandbone, sandbone. Okay, now we have access to Greater, which is big. Shadows, which makes you ethereal, but he's only Astro Magic 1, not 2. We can fix that easily enough. But not going to worry about it just yet. It's easy to get overwhelmed when you do rainbows like this, though. Because, like, as you can see, there's all this stuff. A lot of it I can't make, because, you know, my stuff in that specific path of magic is too low. But you can see everything. Like Wraith Swords, which do partial life drain. Those are nice. Melee weapons, things like Frost Brands, which you don't want as a Gartha. You just don't. Where's Firebrand? There's Burning Blade, but where's Firebrand? Whatever. Thunderhammer. Shock. Yeah, so I might need to give him... Yeah, I could give him the Thunder Hammer and Shield of... The Shield of Many Colors. What is Fascinating Lights? Essentially, it's just a stun nearby. Okay. That it auto-casts when people attack. That's cool. Not what I'm looking for right now, but cool. I need something that does, like, grounding. Valor, Air Shield, Lead's just general magic resistance. The weightless ones just are what they are without encumbrance. Yeah, the cold resistance is nice, but it doesn't really help. Again, if you're dealing with cold, it's already too late. Bright Mail. Just very light and durable. Great. Elemental Armor. See, this could be what I'm looking for here. Alright, I have a plan right now. We're going to go ahead and get one of these. Yeah, I'm going to give him Holy Water and a weapon setup. I've got a plan. It's going to take multiple turns of foraging to do, but I have a plan. Just trust me. Or don't. You know, it's a free country. You'll see what I'm doing, though. Might pan out, it might not. I understand a lot of things about this game in theory. Practice is a whole nother matter entirely. Let me just make sure I did everything correctly. Yeah, we can just straight tell you to move there. Alright, Rama. He was a guy that showed up as part of a random event at one point, with more units than he can actually command. Neato burrito, I guess. So, I guess Rama here can also go up to the front. They're going to have the siege lifted by Arapert. They're on their way. Go ahead and host. Battles in Hesperia. We lost to Black Plate Infantry, but we took the place. Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh well. Lynched. Erection of the Palisades is done. 5 battle afflictions were cured. You can't cure curses, though, unfortunately. That might be too much for this army. Might not be, but it might be. We're going to go ahead and just stop here. Just slap a Palisades down here. Pop defense in both of these places. Alright, you finished that. You're going to build a temple here. We needed to combat the influence there too, because I'm pretty sure their dominion is spread over more of the map as well. Yes, by a fairly high margin. Alright, so we've begun to work on Construction 7 with the goal to get to Construction 8. Which is huge. I might actually want to have a bunch of mages go with the main army when it forms. And just cast that, because fire is armor piercing. So that gives the crossbows even more damage, basically. Damage buffing all those crossbow bolts adds up. And as we've established, my answer to just about everything in this game, from what do you want to do tonight to what's the best way to kill your enemies, what is best in life, the answer is more crossbows. It's just more crossbows. Unsure about anything? More crossbows. Don't like it? More crossbows. Just more crossbows. So now I actually have a decent death income thanks to taking that. Still haven't taken that. We'll see if I ever do. Well, Pestilence does give death gems, but spreading deadly diseases and increasing death I really don't want anything to do with. And we're waiting for this to finish out, so we'll have more commanders and more troops and more spies and more. And we want to get Conjuration 7 after this, because Conjuration 7 was the Contact Iron Angel. And when we do that, my front line is going to change a bit. It actually probably shouldn't a whole lot, because the Agarthan, yeah, so there's that, us killing the Sea Dogs, so Neefel is secure. There's those attentive statues and pale ones. So that's that sorted out. You get to forge magic item again, so now that elemental armor is ready. We are going to forge a thunder hammer. It is 5 air, 5 earth. Earth is not a problem. Air is no longer a problem. Alright. Because what I'm going to do is, there is no real, between the two of them, there is no real super combatant chassis. And what I mean by that is a unit that you can just gear up and, like, for example, a worm would be a super combatant. Any of those Dominion 2 gods that I say I go out of my way to avoid would be called super combatants. There is no real way to make those with the current setup of factions. Some factions do it very well. They have the, basically, the units that you just need to slap the armor on and throw at people, and they just refuse to die and can clear quite a bit. Why are you entering? Oh, right, no, I told you to. Why are you doing what I told you to do? Why are you running? But yeah, so the big thing about the Banes are nuts. They're great. Banes are swords that they're equipped with Bane blades. Big two-handed swords that cause decay on hit. In addition to hitting like a truck. Their Bane blades are the exact same as, if we go to the two-handed weapons, these Bane blades. Same stat lines, same effects. Do the exact same thing, which is murder your enemies and murder them strongly. Which is kind of all you want, really. So, having a bunch of those would be great. That said, there we go. We are looking to secure the Southlands for him, so that's going to do it. No combat. Deadly Yellow Mold, but water gems, so we're going to get that back to where it was. Folk, yeah, you can just research. But yeah. So yeah, like as you can see, it's done at castle. He can't build it any higher. He can't. remember that emphasis. It will be important later. The reason I say that is because the Master Smiths, when they start showing up, will be able to. So we're gonna get a spy down to there. So that way we have view of this whole border area. At least ownership-wise. And then the next couple we're going to try to infiltrate further. We'll see how that goes. The defense is exceptionally powerful and very well organized. Yeah. Fire gems and the constructions are complete. Yeah. So now that we have that, we can start churning out more Earth Readers along the border. We could start churning out pale ones on the border, or light cav, which honestly I will probably do. Because again, as Agartha, any and all ranged units are a blessing that you are not allowed to refuse, unfortunately. Even if they are garbage by normal circumstances. Okay. So now we have our elemental armor, which is fairly high encumbrance, unfortunately. And we have this thunder hammer that does thunder shock, large area stuns, a lot of fatigue damage every time it swings to the people nearby. The shock resistance will be very helpful with this. Which is why we forged the elemental armor earlier. Now, since that is a one-handed weapon, that means we can give him a shield. There are a lot of different shields. Black steel tower shields. These weightless tower shields, which don't have nearly as much protection, but they don't cut into defense or cause any encumbrance. And parry's not too bad either. Could go with this charcoal shield, gives more fire resistance and a actual fire shield in addition to being a shield. I think that's what we're going to go for. Alternatively, we could be going with that, but yeah, we're going to go ahead and forge the charcoal shield. So the goal is we're going to kit out this boy and test him against some province defenses. I can get away with that because, well, I'm playing against myself. I know that I won't punish myself for that, basically, if this turns out to go poorly compared to how I want it to go. Make of this what you will. If you want to judge me for it, that's fine. Wow, what is his heroic valor? Increased morale and leadership. So he's now an flat inspirational +1 in addition to that. Wow. So these morale, yep. Beastmaster tabs, +2/+2. Home to base, yeah. These guys will, like, you have to work to break these troglodytes. So actually, let's just stay here for a bit and acquire more. Because you are going to be scary as fuck with that group. That said, actually, we can test him out on some of these when he becomes available. So we'll worry about that when we get to it. Meanwhile, more Earth Readers, more Earth Readers. I completely forgot to resume the recruitment of Earth Readers here. Let's just go ahead and spam these boys for units. Alright. That's going to do it for this. Completed the fortress, which we can go ahead and give castle. recruits more troops. Always recruit more troops. Yeah. Ulm is a wild ride. Okay, you we're gonna send down there. I know that's an evil, but Ulm doesn't. That'll give more of you over there, and we'll send him there, which is going to take quite some time. Yeah, the whole goal is just to get a full picture of what's going on with spies. Again, at least in terms of ownership. No, don't search. That's not going to do anything at your levels. We're doing this to get a nature mage. There are reasons why you want a nature mage. We'll get into that, but you do especially want them in situations like this, where you are just making an ungodly number of troops. So when you're playing as Ulm, it is the best of all possible worlds if you can find nature mages and get a nature economy going. Because nature, their forge items, I should have hovered over it when I was at Gartha, and maybe I will if I remember, but a lot of their forge items do things like give supply bonuses. So if a commander's holding them, their army uses less supply by a not insignificant margin. Is how I would put it. Like 50 units are no longer using supply for the base one, is the one I'm thinking of. But it can be just as easily 100. So you have those, so you don't need to worry about disease when you have massive armies. And believe me, in this game, you will have massive armies. Now, Garth, oh, I guess there was an event in the Dark Waves. Group of Tritons has attempted to take control. So yeah, this was just province defense. Beat the crap out of them. Cool. Or Springs, some squires caught. A large-scale attack there. Got a Cloud Mage there. Oh, but that started the Cloud Highlands. Oh, no. Just gonna bump that up for reasons. You'll see. You'll see why I'm very unhappy right now. All right, now next up, so we have a piece of armor, that elemental armor. We've got a shield. We've got a one-handed weapon. Now we need a hat. There's all kinds of things to consider when making a hat. Example this. Will not be going on to our combat boy because its main benefit is that it's fire magic +1. But it's also -3 reinvigoration, meaning you exhaust yourself faster. There's no reason to take that. Could take the horror helmet, wouldn't be a bad idea. Nor would the horned helmet, because it does give them a magical gore attack, which is, 2 attacks per turn plus protecting his head, so it's not bad. This, not really useful. Well, it can be. That Dark Power 4 would be, and a Retinue of a Shadow. But we're not there yet. Let's put it that way. Again, auto spell Acid Spray. Acid damage, magical acid damage, and causes rust. As an auto spell. But it might hit him if he isn't careful. Extra inspiration. Well, we want this guy to be a combat chassis, so that stuff isn't really as helpful. I think we'll go ahead and give him the horned helmet. I should be forging earth boots is what I should be doing, and hooking up some of these guys so they can also forge earth boots and just generally break more of these guys into... Actually, we'll have you start forging earth boots and give one to Wrecker Ed over there. Instead of acquiring more Banes, as awesome as they are. So yeah, we're going to remember to recruit more troglodytes. Recruit more pale ones and archers. A couple of each of those. Some of each of these. Yeah, it's all still doing what I want it to do. That's all good. All good in this hood. You are not all good in this hood. So that'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. So we're gonna actually go ahead and move this entire army. And we'll see how this goes. I imagine poorly. I actually have no illusions about whether or not this army can win. I don't believe it can. Let's put it that way. Having said that, we're going to adjust this now that there are spells to cast. You're going to summon Earth Power. And you know what? You're going to go ahead and cast Strength of Giants. No. And then I'll leave it to you after that. These guys can actually benefit from Legions of Steel, because Legion of Steel ups armor. So if units don't wear armor, Legion of Steel does nothing for them. Conversely, if they do wear armor, it does stuff for them. Alright, so that's going to be that. Expected events. I swear to God, you get hit with more negatives if you're just prepping for war like this. Alright, Chill Derek. Congratulations, soldier. You're ready for the front lines. So we're going to move you up to the front a bit. Menacingly. Now, the nice thing about Ulm is a lot of their good stuff is blunt, so the statues from Agartha aren't as useful against them. Of course, any Agartha player worth their salt would know this. Events. Raiders from the sea. Okay, it's got province defenses. I don't need to worry too much. Alright. So now we've got a weapon, a shield, a helmet, some armor. Could give him boots. And there are some boots we're going to want. Not these, per se. Like, I'm just flipping through some of these. Boots of Giant Strength could be good. They're not what I want right now, though. Well, if I'd add to, I'd probably go Brimstone Boots then of the two, but what I'm really looking for is things like those Ranger Boots that give reinvigoration. Okay, that gives reinvigoration 3 and extra map move. So we're going to go ahead and do that. The reason being, we want this man to be in combat at all times and to do combat things, basically. We're actually also going to have this guy forge a Girdle of Might for our boy. You're going to forge more Earth Boots. Record, congratulations, you get Earth Boots. You're now a level 2 Earth Mage. You're useful. Yeah. How useful? Oh, that can only be cast at the roots of the earth. Okay, so that doesn't help. Can apparently enliven statues anywhere. So we're going to go ahead and start enlivening sentinels. For now, because more units and more magical units are always good. More troglodytes. Troglodytes for the troglodyte god. So next turn we'll be able to give him at least that. It wouldn't be bad to give him Braces of Protection. Or a Lodestone Amulet. Or double stack Girdles of Might. We'll worry about that later, though. For now, that's going to do it. Because we're going to test him on... Probably go ahead and test him on that province. Now, these boys are going to fight and probably die. But it's for the greater good, so... It's for testing purposes. To see just how bad this actually is. So again, each side has one throne right now. Ulm is holding a second throne, but hasn't claimed it yet. I really should get on that, but... Alright, so we're going to host. A couple of battles happened. A very ill omen in the Forest of Pine. Those palisades and castle are done. Alright, so right now, we could not build a better castle with these guys if we wanted to. And we do want to, but that's where Grimold and Gunderic come in. Send you there and you there. Because you see, since they have Mason, they can upgrade this one more level. As I've said, probably like 50 times. Yeah, you go here, and then we're going to throw about half of you back up. You go here. 3 more back up. Boom. You guys are going to set up down here. You guys are going to set up down here. Now, yes, I'm aware there is overlap between the two, unfortunately. There we go. But that much is fine. So we are gonna need some more commanders, more shield guard, more everything. But we are going to go ahead and break this army to the front. This full-scale army to the front. We're going to send him and Rodold. So that's 160 men with 2 commanders. I'd like to send them some mages, but not yet. Not yet. Alfred, you know, because of all the bullshit you've been through, we're going to go ahead and make you a prophet. Prophet will spread dominion like a pretender god, but at a slower rate. And more importantly for us, it will make them a level 3 priest. The reason that's important is that means we can claim this throne. Well, that's an unfortunate event. What happened to the province defense there? I know I had some. At least I'm pretty sure I did. And, yep, 8 wet ones. So they probably lost that, but that's not a surprise. Alright. Agartha. Oh, no, they won. Without too many losses, supposedly. That's actually surprising. Okay, those guys only have 1 attack a turn and are undisciplined. A lot of health, okay protection, low defense skill, 1 attack. Worm has 2 and is a level 1 water mage, so... Okay. Yeah, so basically since these guys are fear, one of the squads took some casualties and lost their morale check, because these guys do have low morale. So they failed the morale check and ran. I'm surprised that the poison hit, since these guys are poison resistant. That is death poison. So they take less from it. Alright. So yeah, the reason the Wyvern is scary is it regens 10%. It has 160 health. That means it regens 16 health around. So even if you are doing damage, like they did 5 damage there, it got 16 back. Okay, so it's basically just because it routed. All of them stood firm, but every single wet one routed. Okay. So we won. And you notice we never actually killed the worm. And this is a wonky thing that it does. So if people die of poison, they don't attribute the kill to whatever poisoned them. So. And then. Okay, there was an attack there, wherever that is. Devourer. Large bandwagon burrows. So apparently, no, I never actually set up defenses there. That is unfortunate. Well, let's go Twice Breaker, go rally your men, I guess. We have a place to take back. Oh boy. More water. Actually, I'm tempted. 4 may enter to summon a child of Tiamat. Well, I don't have any of those currently. Zambone could be. He's not right now, but he could be. Okay, now we have this guy. Memorize this stat line. Protection 13. Defense skill 9. Attack 11. Strength 19. Memorize this stat line and this damage. Boom. 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 Now he's protection 22. Does 34 with that hammer, and he has a 22 gore. He is shock, fire, and cold resistant. He has fire shield. He has reinvigoration 6, which means he regens 6 a turn, which helps a lot, seeing as he's going to be basically fighting. And I think we are going to go ahead and for his last slot. His last slot could be one of any of these items. There's a lot of good ones here. A lot of good ones. Like, that's actually pretty nice, so that Amulet of Health. And I can make that. That's a Fire Nature Crosspath, too. Neat. But I think because of what I have, we're going to go ahead and give him a Flask of Holy Water instead. Now, what that flask does is it auto-blesses him. So, because you'll notice he does not have any casting levels. Not priest. He is sacred, but he himself is not a priest. Meaning, he can't bless himself. So the goal with this man is to put him somewhere and say attack rear. So his goal is going to be to get behind the enemy with his high reinvigoration, his quick combat speed. Well, his quick map move, not necessarily combat speed is still low, but... And just go to town with high protection, good hit points. Actually, is there a ring of regeneration that I can make? Probably. Maybe not. Ring of levitation, ring of warning. Effervescent algae, which is just water breathing by another name, would smell as sweet. Spell focus, amulet of anti-magic. I thought for sure there'd be one. At least by level 6, but... Oh, yeah, there it is. You need to be a level 1 nature mage. Level 2, excuse me. You know what? No. We're going to empower my god. So when you get to this empowerment screen, this is a way to innately up... Oh, wow, it's already been an hour again. My bad. I've been trying not to do this. Failing, obviously. But, so this screen, you can spend X amount of gems. You'll notice it's a lot higher than, say, the booster items that do the same thing. So if you can forge those, you're going to want to do that instead. However, you need to be at least level 2 to start forging boosters. So if all you have is level 1s, you're going to need to take empowerment. Now, the nice thing is, empowering from level 1 to level 2 is only 30, which is the lowest empowerment. Empowering to level 1, for like if I had 0 blood, for example, and I wanted to empower to level 1 so I could learn that, that's 50. I think I might have shown that when I empowered my Tim up to Astral. But either way, it bears showcasing again, because I don't think I really talked about it when I did it. So we're going to go ahead and get him up to Nature 2, so we can forge a Ring of Regeneration for Earthmind over here. Earthmind we can actually have set out for the front. Again, with those boots, he moves... His map move is 19, which is quite good. So he can actually make it there in 2 turns, which is good, because it's going to take a turn to empower, and then next turn he's going to forge that ring for him. And so... What were you doing? I don't know. I know he was forging earth boots. You can go ahead and back into your site. You just research. You, congratulations, you get to join the Forge Earth Boot squad. Oh, right, he was enlivening Sentinels last. That's, yeah, right, Sentinel. But instead, you're going to be forging more Earth Boots, because having a bunch of Earth 2 is huge. So yeah, that's gonna actually turn check before I do this. Yeah, we're already on turn 32. We're winding down, because it is almost over. All it takes is either Agartha seizing both thrones from Ulm, or Ulm getting into the water. And then this whole thing will be all over. Right. You know, I went to check turn. Checked it. Forgot. Turn 32. Alright. Start of turn 33. I will see you guys in turn 33. Goodbye.